Hey everybody, it's Kara, and it's kind of windy outside because I live in Oklahoma and it is always very, very windy. Where the great wind comes sweeping down the plains and all that jazz. So today I kind of want to talk about something mildly serious and hopefully fuel some sort of discussion or thought based upon that. Yesterday, I found myself sitting in my car, watching it rain. My mind was just kind of stumbling over all sorts of things. In particular, the stressful morning that I had had at work. Thinking about how, at one point in my morning, my anxiety had tried to form a coup and take over and shut down my brain and keep it from functioning normally, because unfortunately that is sometimes how I deal with uncomfortable or stressful events. This particular thought led me to a bit of a story that I would like to share. And the story itself is not so much relevant, but it is kind of a thought that I would like to expand on. And as of recently, I've had a lot of anxiety, and I've been forced to kind of look back on events of my life and figure out why. And this one in particular isn't super relevant to me because it happened when I was 8 or 9 years old. I don't remember ever having any specifically troubling or traumatic events happen to me as a child, and I'm very lucky for that. And as recently, but this particular instance was brought to my attention by my mom not too long ago, actually. When I was in the 3rd grade, I had 2 best friends. Their names were Carly and Kelly, and I speak to neither of these girls, so if you ever see my videos, hello! Anyway, when we were all in the 3rd grade, apparently there was some sort of quarrel, which, you know, tends to happen with your friends sometimes, especially when you're younger. But I think what I remember happening is that the 3 of us were all really good friends, but at some point, Carly and Kelly did not like each other very much, and they wanted me to choose, and I would not choose between the 2 of them, and it turned into this whole horrible ordeal. It was very bad. Like, as far as elementary school fights go, this one was a little heated. It ended when eventually all of our moms had to get together and sit down and talk us through it. I remember the instance, but I don't remember it being such a huge ordeal. But I have recently been told by my mom that after that point, I stopped eating. I stopped leaving my room. I stopped trying to talk to my friends or hang out with them outside of school. I stopped going to school. I would cry and have fits and just absolutely not want to go. And she told me that I was never really quite the same after that, even after the fight was resolved. Her telling me that 10, 11 years later stuck quite a chord in me. It seems very strange to hear that about yourself and to remember it but not remember it being such a big deal to you. I can't really help but to wonder if that was the starting point of some of my anxiety, my social anxiety, and my anxiety derived from disappointing other people and just kind of my general weirdness towards other humans and things like that. And I mean, that's totally okay. Like, everyone has their struggles, and one of my struggles currently is the wind, but, you know, we all have our crap that you go through, and you deal with it, and you figure it out, and you learn to live with it or be better because of it. But at the same time, with my personal struggle, I can't help but to wonder where it came from, because I know for a fact that I haven't always been this way. How could some small event of which details I can't even fully remember have changed my entire life. How can a fight between 9-year-old girls still be relevant to one of them when they're 20? I don't know. And with the sharing of this story, I do not mean to draw sympathy or pity to myself. I simply wish to reflect upon the idea that sometimes seemingly insignificant actions can change the lives of those around you without you ever realizing it. And it can be for better or for worse. Really, just the point of this is that I can't help but to think that within the past 2 decades of my life, I could have accidentally changed someone's life for the worse. To those people, I would like to ask forgiveness. And I would like to encourage you to please understand my carelessness and accept me as I try to grow. And do that with the other people that you come into contact with as well. I can only hope that my thoughtlessness causes more good than bad from now on. And I also hope that with this video, someone else may lend some attention to the actions in their own lives. Not that what you're doing all the time is necessarily wrong, but just know that the things that you do affect other people, and you're not necessarily sure how. I mean, someone can say some slight negative comment to me and mean it as a joke, and it can ruin my entire day. And that's not their fault, necessarily, but you just have to be aware of the things that you do. I mean, it's just as simple as that, and I know that that's common knowledge, but sometimes you really don't know what place the people around you are in, and you don't know how your presence in their lives at any given time can affect them. And you have to know that with yourself, too. So, be careful and thoughtful and understanding with the people that you are around, and ask that of others. And put real thought into the people that you spend time with, because it really is important. And it can make or break you sometimes. All we can do is try to be better. And I believe without a doubt that we should have no trouble doing just that. Anyway, thank you for listening. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.